Good morning. So yesterday was a rest day for me. If you guys saw that video, if you haven't yet, be sure to check it out. Top right. But today is a double session, so we have to get back to work. And I used to struggle so much, not with the rest day, but with getting back on track for a productive day, whether it was like taking a break on the weekend and going back to school on Monday or going back to training like I am going today. So I always struggled with that. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I dealt with it and how I'm able to reset and go back into work mode easily. So this morning I'm actually running a bit late because I woke up a bit late. I got up at like 7:30. I should have gotten up at 6:30 or 7 because I actually have a meeting this morning for some work thing. I used to run a marketing agency in the past, and I worked with a client who really liked how I worked, and they reached out again recently about working with me directly, so that's super cool. So I'm gonna have a meeting to see what they're looking for. So in order to do that, I need a pack for training because, like I said, we're doing a double session, so I have to leave actually right after my meeting. So I need to make sure I have everything because I'm gonna shower there, stay over there in that district, and not come back until the second training, which is going to be a few hours. So I need to find a nice cafe, making sure I have all my stuff because I'm gonna do some more editing. I have another reel I need to edit, but let's see. Oh, my Whoop charger's charged. Okay, let me take that, plug my computer. Oh, I ran out of water though. I drink so much water, and now we're out of water. Okay. And one thing that I do to make sure I get back on track and how I'm so productive this morning already is my morning routine. I love morning routines. They help me find consistency in the chaos. Chaos as in my day, because the day is super unpredictable. You can't predict what's gonna happen. And I don't like that. I like to be able to know what's going to happen. That's why I plan so much. Let's put contacts in. Yeah, so the morning routine and night routine are very important to me. So for my morning routine, turn this off. I got up, did my skincare, all that stuff. And then I try to get direct sunlight, but it's kind of hard because my building faces the other way. But I get like a little bit. I honestly have been slacking on the sunlight. I think Andrew Huberman recommends that we get 100,000 lux. I don't know how to measure that shit, but I think it's like, if the sun is pretty bright, it's 5 minutes or something. But afterwards, I do stretching, and I focus a lot on hip mobility because I have hip problems from track and field. Because when I was sprinting, only give me 1 sec, guys. You exert a lot of force onto your body when you sprint. So I did the 100 meter, 5,500 meter, 200, all that stuff. And one race, I blew up my hip, which really sucked. So I had to go physical therapy for a bit. And hips are, oh my, it fell out. Hips are super important. Oh, there we go. Oh, my eye's all red. Shit. Hips are really important for Muay Thai. High kicks. Those, even just blocking kicks, bringing your leg up to block kicks, you need good hip mobility. Question mark kicks, teeps, you need really good hip mobility for pretty much everything. So every morning I stretch and I focus a lot on the hips. I do some different hip mobility exercises, fire hydrants, and I don't know what this one's called. It's like a lunge, but you just like lean into it. I do that. It's really good. And I am not the most flexible, or wasn't the most flexible person, but I just stretch consistently, and that's how I'm able to throw such like high kicks now and have no problems with the hips, even though it used to be a big problem for me. It's because I stretch 5 times a day. 1 in the morning, 1 before training, 1 after training, and I do 2 training sessions, so that's already 4 in the evening. But the one in the morning's nice. I meditated for a little bit. I haven't done that in a while, but it was pretty nice. And, oh, I need to put sunscreen on. I guess right now I'll just jump into why brakes are so hard after a restart. At least this is what it was for me, because rest days are super important, right? Especially when you're training. I've always incorporated rest days because I've always been playing sports, going to the gym and stuff. Rest days are amazing, right? That is when you actually make progress and it gives your body time to recover, and it's often overlooked. It's the same thing with sleep. People that reminds me of that meme, and they're like, oh, sleep is so slept on or something. I ruined it. Anyway, it wasn't funny. But people underestimate things like that, such as sleep. Sleep is like the most natural superpower you can have. If you read into all the benefits, it's insane. And I put so much attention to my night routine so I can get the most out of my sleep, because I know just how important it is for my performance. And the same thing goes for rest days. So rest days are crazy important, so I was able to put those in. But when you're going through the week and you're going to school, you're going to classes, you're doing work, you're very productive, and then you take a rest day, it feels like the momentum kind of stops and you feel like you could be more productive. On rest days, I used to feel really guilty for playing video games or watching Netflix, because I was like, oh, I could be bettering myself right now. But I found that, one, I needed to shift my perspective to understand the importance of the rest day, but also looking at the way society views rest days. It's not always about grinding harder and just being 1% better every single day, you know, and just constantly moving forward. I mean, I guess, yeah, to some extent, because the rest days can help you move forward, but it's how you interpret that. I think a lot of people would say it as, oh, I need to be doing more work. And that is not how you get back on track after a rest day. That's how you plateau, burn yourself out, and live for short-term results. I'm looking for long-term and sustainability, and the way that you do that is by optimizing your systems. It makes these things on autopilot, and that's why rest days are so necessary, right? Because we are human, so we have our own limits. So being able to understand them and acknowledge them and be able to push them when appropriate is a skill. So I think jumping back into work days is important, and you want to do it effectively without wasting time and feeling sluggish. The way that I would do it is by developing routines and putting systems in place. For me, I have my morning routine, which I just did. So now I feel like I can talk to the camera, show up, and prepare for my meeting. I have no idea what to expect, actually. And then I have another meeting tomorrow with someone else. But I have a bit of work to do. I didn't plan my day last night. I usually do that. So I need to plan it right now. I have about 20 minutes before this meeting, and I need to make sure I have all my stuff. So I'm gonna make sure I have stuff for training. Yeah. So we wanna make this sustainable for you. So I think starting with just you at the beginning is great. And then bringing on other people. What you could do is actually bring on other business owners that you've already worked with. Okay, meeting went well. They want me on as a business consultant, because that's kind of what I used to do. Sort of. I've done a lot of research when it comes to content and how that works with your business. And I think I am better at the business part than the content. Like, I've been on YouTube for 8 years now, I think. And I just hit 4,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, by the way. That means a ton. And I've only started seeing this growth, I think, this year. Or like this past 2 years, which is crazy. But I feel like I finally got the structure, and I've gotten comfortable in front of the camera. And I know how it works with the business side. I know how to make funnels, or flywheels, however you want to call them now. And that's what I'm gonna help this business owner do. and I need to devise a proposal. So that's actually pretty exciting. I might be starting a different business. I mean, I'm not getting anyone for the fitness coaching, so maybe I might have to do YouTube and business. But I'm just gonna keep going with this. I'm not on as like I'm an agency owner. I just said I'm like a freelancer or a contractor. Or consultant, whatever. That's what I am. And I'm not some like, I don't know. I don't need to say all that. Like it's just me. I think so many people these days, they're like, oh yeah, I'll run a marketing agency, and it's literally just them. I mean, like, hey, if you're doing numbers, you're doing numbers, but like, if it's just you, you're a contractor or a freelancer. I know that because I used to say, oh, I have an agency, when it was like me and one other dude. So I know you guys out there. It takes one to know one. All right, we're here now, and if you notice anything different, I'm not wearing a hat. My hat flew off. I was riding for like 5 minutes and my hat flew off. Kind of sad. It's my favorite hat, and my dad got it for me. Whatever. There's a really nice black Uniqlo hat on the side of the road if anyone wants. But we're here now, and I gotta get some food. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten yet, so I need to do that and grab water. Okay, I am back from training. I didn't film training because it's pretty much the same every day. We just did pads, sparring, and all that stuff, conditioning. The second one was a lot lighter than the first one. I wanted to focus more on technique, so I took it a little bit easier, and I was quite tired, and oh, my face is a little messed up. I did a lot of sparring and I got hit in the face a lot, so I look kind of funny right now. But going back to getting back on track after a rest day, here are some tips you can keep in mind when designing your routines and such. For the morning routines, I recommend waking up at the same time. Waking up at the same time will help you set your internal clock so that you don't need an alarm and you just automatically wake up at that time, and it helps you have consistency so you sleep in less often and miss important meetings or when you need to go into work and stuff like that. Another thing that I do in the morning is I do something to get my mind right, whether that's meditating, stretching, journaling, any of that stuff. You can choose, that's up to you. I usually stretch because it helps with Muay Thai, and it's something to do that doesn't involve your phone. I don't use my phone for the first 1 or 2 hours of the day, and I recommend doing the same. And then next I just plan the day. Ooh, yeah. So that's kind of what systems can do for you. They're super powerful, and I recommend implementing them into your day as well. If you have more questions about that, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let me know. And if you are interested in seeing what a rest day looks like, you can check out this video. Yeah, okay. See ya in tomorrow's vlog.